Been traveling a lot this last month, and being born and raised here in Dallas, Fort Worth, I often get told that I don't have much of a Texas accent compared to a lot of my friends that grew up in other parts of the state. And what I actually would attribute that to is that Dallas, Fort Worth has always been a really big relocation market. Many of my friends that I grew up with came here from all sorts of other places, from South Africa, from Asia, from different parts of South America, from Mexico, from Canada. And so it's a really metropolitan area that makes it really easy to move into and actually build community. And it got me thinking, if you or someone you know that is thinking about moving to Dallas Fort Worth, there's actually some really cool secrets that you may not know about moving here that I thought might be really helpful for you to know. So if you know of someone thinking about moving to Texas or Dallas Fort Worth specifically, I know we can be known as the land of wide open spaces and no state income tax, but really don't be fooled because there are some key details that can actually catch newcomers off guard. So today, I thought it would be helpful to share the 5 relocation secrets you need to know before someone's making a move here. And I especially want you to pay attention to number 3 and 4 because that could save you thousands of dollars. We recently worked with a family relocating from California, and they were excited about more space, better schools, but they were really overwhelmed with the local differences that we have everywhere from the property taxes to the neighborhoods and the schools. They had heard Dallas Fort Worth was affordable, but they didn't realize some of the hidden costs and advantages until we started really walking through it together. So these are the 5 things they, and I would argue you too, should know before you relocate to Dallas Fort Worth. Secret number 1 is that not all suburbs are created equal. Whether you're living in Dallas or Fort Worth proper, or you're living in one of the local suburbs, we have over 70 different suburbs here. So anywhere from Frisco, Southlake, and Plano are popular. They come up on a lot of Google search terms, but that actually means that there are also higher home prices there and more competitive bidding for housing. Meanwhile, places very close to those like Roanoke, Salina, the Colony, Mansfield, Prosper offer more space and a slower pace, and you have similar access to the schools and highways. So before you choose a suburb, I would argue figure out the lifestyle that you want to have, your commute, your schools, your vibe, and then we can match your lifestyle to the neighborhood that you're wanting to have. It's way easier to narrow it down that way. The secret number 2 is DFW traffic is not a myth. It is real. Now, if you compare it to LA, we are a breeze. I'll tell you what, I drove from Annapolis over to Aldie, Virginia, and it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes to go 45 miles. That's a rarity here in DFW. But miles doesn't always equal minutes. So with our metroplex, it's spread across 2 cities, dozens of suburbs. Commute times can really vary depending on where you're trying to commute. And so what I would encourage you to do is if you're thinking of moving here, come and actually drive it in traffic or pull up Google Maps during traffic times and look at the areas that you're looking for to your job to see how long your commute is going to be to make sure that that works for you. Number 3, this one's huge. Property taxes are higher than you might think they are. This catches a lot of people off guard, and I just need to make sure that you know about it. We do not have state income tax, which is awesome here in Texas, but they do make up for it with property taxes. And being an owner of multiple properties, I can tell you I am very familiar with that. So just keep in mind the average effective property tax rate in DFW is around 2.1 to 2.4%. Some areas get as high as 2.7% of the home's value. And that can be a lot higher than other states. So this can mean a big difference in your monthly costs. So make sure that you are factoring in accurate property taxes in your mortgage payment planning before you decide what price point you want to be in. The 4th secret is, I love this one. Public schools are such a major perk here in Dallas Fort Worth. I am a public school kid myself, and that's because we have amazingly strong schools that are public here in Dallas Fort Worth. You would be shocked at how many of our suburbs and even our in-city schools rank as some of the top performing schools in the country. Texas is actually home to several of the highest ranked high schools in the country, and they're public, which is amazing. So even though you may be having higher property taxes, oftentimes you can opt to not have to pay for private school and send your kids to public schools and not have to have that extra payment. The 5th one, and this is one I've actually had a couple of clients get really surprised by, is that yes, our summers do get hot, which is why a swimming pool or access to one is extremely important. But the real secret is we also, though, do get hail and ice and surprise big thunderstorms. Everything is bigger in Texas. Our thunderstorms are too. And so make sure when you're purchasing, you are checking out the roof. You're also checking out the health of the air conditioning and the heating, and that you have good storm coverage on your insurance in place because we do get storms that roll through Texas, and I want to make sure that you are prepared for that. So if you know of someone relocating to Dallas Fort Worth, it does come with big opportunity, but I know it also comes with big decisions. So if you know someone that's looking to make the move, let's talk strategy. We can help decide between neighborhoods and schools to hidden costs you may not know about to make sure that you're ready. Feel free, give me a call, text, direct message, email, whatever you need. Our whole team is here to help.